Selamat malam, Wibud and Papa Papa. Good evening. I'm delighted to be with you tonight in this impressive movie theater. I'm delighted to be there for the opening of this 2018 European Film Festival, European Screen. As just said, it's one of the longest and oldest film festival in Indonesia, and we're very proud to have been able to continue this tradition. I'm also very glad that year after year we have more and more viewers. Last year we had more than 30,000 viewers compared to 20,000 the year before, and I hope that the excellent choice made by our co-directors this year will bring even more people to the screens. Indeed, we have two highlights this year. We have a retrospective on film director Ingmar Bergman of Sweden, as mentioned. We also wanted to put the emphasis on the protection of the ocean, because as you may know, Indonesia will host the so-called Our Ocean Conference in Bali in October. And last year it was the European Union which hosted this conference, and it's a huge event to draw the attention of everybody on the need to protect the seas and the need to protect the planet. But beyond this, again, we Europeans love the cinema. We love this tradition which has been invented in Europe more than a century ago, and we want to share this love and passion with our Indonesian friends. And so you will have the occasion this year to see more than 93 films, and like in previous years there will be screening in more than 6 cities in many movie theaters across the country. And now I'm looking at my speech and my, the little booklet you've all received, and I hope that this booklet will accompany you during the 10 days of the festival, from the 3rd today to the 12th of May, and you will have indeed here this little vademecum for the rest of the week. And I also want to thank in particular all our sponsors. I will not them all, but the list is, by the way, on page 3 of this booklet. And I invite you to appreciate their support, like I do. And I want also to thank in particular the 5 cultural institutes which have been instrumental in organizing and supporting this event: the Goethe Institute, the Dutch Institute Erasmus Heuss, the British Council, the Institut Français, and the Italian Institute. And I also, by this occasion, want to thank all my colleagues from the European embassies who have been extremely supportive and helpful since the start. And I also want to mention that 3 non-EU countries are supporting: Switzerland, Norway, and Ukraine, which they also have supported financially. So this is a big European family sharing again its passion of the cinema to you. I'll stop here, and I'm glad to invite my Irish colleague to say more about the breadwinner, which will open this festival tonight. Selamat menonton, enjoy the cinema.
Can we get another round of applause? So thank you once again, His Excellency Mr. Phang Sanggarang. Our opening film tonight is a film directed by Nora Tumey from Ireland. So therefore, I would like to invite His Excellency Kyle O'Sullivan, Ambassador of Ireland to Indonesia, to also say a few words.
Good evening, Selamat Malam. So I'm the Irish ambassador. It's an Irish film. I get to say a few words, but a very few words. I'm sure you'd rather hear the movie. As Ambassador Garand implied a moment ago, there's something very universal about storytelling, wherever it comes from and wherever it's set. So tonight's film, The Breadwinner, exemplifies this beautifully. You don't have to be Afghan or Irish or Indonesian to understand the story or take something good away. So it's universal. It centres, or the story centres, on a young Afghan girl called Parvana, who struggles against prejudice and injustice to make a living for her family. In doing so, I think the narrative is trying to tell us that believing in oneself and overcoming adversity is not just a way to survive, it's also a way to stand up for what's right. I think that's her message. The film, as we heard, was directed by an Irish woman, Nora Toomey. She said this about making the film: "We're in a time when people are looking to pull cultures apart and tell them that they don't have the right to tell their own stories, which is the opposite of what we should be doing. We should all be trying to tell each other's stories, to understand and participate in each other's stories, so that we can learn from each other and have some sense of hope for the future." So that was the director's comment on the movie. Tonight's the first occasion, I think, when an animated film has opened the 18-year Europe on Screen Festival. Over 300 people contributed to making the feature you can see here tonight. Those 300 from many countries, many from Ireland, also Canada, and also many other places. We're delighted that their collective storytelling talents have been recognised in this way. Finally, like everybody else, my thanks to the festival organisers, to colleagues at the EU delegation, and to all involved in bringing this programme and this evening together. We wish you all the best over the coming 10 days. I'm sure the festival will build on last year's success. So, to all of you, enjoy the movie, or as we say in Irish, roll it there, Colette.
Thank you, His Excellency Mr. Kyle O'Sullivan. Okay, setelah macet-macet, pastinya kita juga udah gak sabar untuk menonton filmnya. So, I would like to extend our gratitude for support from our main partners and venue, European Union, Erasmus Suisse, Goethe House, Institut Francais Indonésie, British Council, Istituto Italiano di Cultura, and also for support from embassies and institutions, European Union, Australian Embassy, Embassy of the Kingdom of Belgium, Embassy of the Republic Bulgaria, Jakarta, Embassy of the Republic of Croatia in Jakarta, Embassy of the Czech Republic in Jakarta, Embassy of Denmark, Embassy of Finland, Jakarta, Embassy of France, Jakarta, Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany, Jakarta, Embassy of Greece, Embassy of Hungary, Jakarta, Embassy of Ireland, Embassy of Italy, Jakarta, Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Norwegian Embassy, Embassy of the Republic of Poland, Embassy of Portugal, Embassy of Romania, Embassy of the Slovak Republic in Jakarta, Embassy of Spain in Indonesia, Swedish Embassy, Embassy of Switzerland in Indonesia, Embassy of Ukraine in the Republic of Indonesia. To officially open the festival, I would like to invite Mr. Noval Yasid and Miss Menina Putri Wismurti, the festival co-directors of Europe on Screen 2018, to come up and say a few words.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Maaf ya, agak jalannya pelan-pelan, nggak biasa. Sebentar.
We picked the film, so we are allowed to say a few words. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Wow. Oh, okay. I'm lost for words. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming. Here we are. Let's do this. Thank you to His Excellency Ambassador of European Union, Fang Songgorong, and His Excellency Ambassador of Ireland, Kyle O'Sullivan, for their remarkable remarks. It is such a pleasure to see you all here tonight for the opening of Europe on Screen 2018 in spite of the rain. And of course, if there's a rain in Jakarta, there's crazy traffic, gila ya. And then, and especially to see so many familiar faces in the crowd. I even see my mom. Hi mom, hello. And then my sister over there. And then, and then to see also the quickly cinemas filling up as we speak. It is still unbelievable for both of us to finally arrive at this moment, at this particular moment, standing on stage in front of you all, and to present our opening film tonight, The Breadwinner. for us, it has been such a very short journey in preparing the edition with all the hustle bustle, the dramas, and everything in between. Yet, we both have enjoyed our journey, right? And then, as we both have enjoyed our journey actually as an avid fan since back in 2003, I guess, to watch the first Europe on screen. And then I remembered how many times I cried, I laughed, I even getting angered sometimes by the movie in Europe on screen. But then these feelings are quite good because it tricked me to open more discussion afterward, and then it gives me the needed and remarkable contemplation in myself. And then, and for me especially, the journey started 10 years ago when I joined Europe on Screen with the previous director, Lulu Ratna, who apparently cannot be here tonight, but I saw Amin and also Madina. Please tell her that, send her my gratitude for also inviting me to join the troupe of Europe on Screen. And just before entering the cinema, a good friend asked me what was the biggest challenge in preparing this edition. At the beginning, I thought the answer would be the short time in the festival's preparation. But at the end, I realized that it wasn't that. The biggest challenge was to please everyone that has become the support system of this festival. Be it from the EU member states, the representative or the embassy, all of our 100 partners in Jakarta, and even in all 5 other cities. But most of all, I realized that what is important is actually to please the audience. Our diehard audience. Yes, it's also include all of you guys that are here tonight. And for the audience and the films are the real reason of why we are having this film festival. I believe the Europe on Screen as a sanctity that still exists until now, making it the longest running international film festival in Indonesia to showcase good quality European films which deliver stories from unexpected part of the world, endowing us with a sneak peek to layers of life which sometimes we neglect to acknowledge. Like our opening film tonight. When the first time I watched the film, I cried in the first 5 minutes, so prepare your tissues, especially of you guys who have daddy issues. So yes, please do so. It quite reminds me of my dad actually. So it's very personal for sure. Last but not least, I would like to present my gratitude to my crazy, hard-working team and volunteer that has helped me. Please give applause to all of them. You see them. They are all in black shirt now. Well, I call them crazy for joining me in Naufal in such a short notice. And please feel free to greet them when you see them in our venues in the next 10 days of this festival. And then at last, as film is my first love, I truly hope that you enjoy the selected films and program that me and Naufal created for this year's edition. Do share your thoughts and whatever opinions and even whatever your complaints probably may have in the next 10 days to our social media accounts at Europe On Screen and Twitter, and then also our Facebook fan page. Thank you so much. And this...
Selamat malam Bu Putri.
Selamat malam Pak.
Sudah curhatnya Bu. Selamat malam semua. Thank you all for coming. Also thank you for European Union and all the other embassies. Since this is not recyclable, so I'm going to put it and recycle it for the good use later. Pretty much everything that I want to say has been perfectly said by my partner in crime here, whom I have the pleasure to work with intensively for the past few weeks. No, I'm not a good speaker.
Just read it, it's okay.
I know, right? Because the whole thing still feels surreal to us. Like Putri said, we have been an avid fan of this Europe on Screen. Back when it was part of Jakarta International Film Fest or G-Fest. Back when Lulu Ratna directed the festival. Back when Orlov Sungke directed this to continuous successes. Not many film festivals in the world can be programmed or directed by its fans. So consider us very, very lucky in the department. But we realized that we are not as lucky as you are in the next 9 days. Because you will see these films either for the first time or the second time in a proper condition. You can just go to these well-equipped venues that we've prepared and watch the films and absorb whatever messages the film conveys. And, I believe that we agree films are merely films when they are not watched and appreciated. And films become lasting memories once we put an effort to watch them and to appreciate them. And this reminds me, my favorite part of doing this film festival, apart from organizing films, is to hear stories from audience. Since the festival has run for so long, more than 1.5 decades, I heard so many stories from audience about the festival in the past. Some meet their husband in the festival, some meet their wife, some meet both, don't ask, while attending the festival. One meets fellow audience while queuing up for the screenings, and one watches the film together in the festival.
It is also a good spot to meet your Tinder match.
Oh!
I'm not sponsoring that.
Okay, a dating online.
A possibility is possibility, and even I once watched a documentary on Europe on screen and had a dinner afterwards with friends just to discuss the film. And one struck up conversation with one another about films, and God knows what happens when two film geeks meet and connect. There are countless possibilities. One shares the pain of not getting the tickets for the films they want to watch. One laughs together, cries together, smiles together, and claps their hands together at the end of each screening. This kind of magic happens, and this kind of magic is what makes a film festival has to survive in this town. So, I want to invite all of you to create your own memories in the next 9 days. We have 93 films screened in 6 cities in more than 20 venues. I'm sure they are more than enough for you to create your memories. If you don't succeed in meeting interesting people tomorrow, then come back the day after tomorrow, and then come back the next day after that until the May 12th. You can always hop onto other venues or other cities if you must. Don't give up. There will always be the next days. Don't give up. There will always be the next days, next films, and of course the next batch of audience you can create your own memory with. And at the time when people seem to forget to have fun, especially these days, I want you all to have fun in this festival. Have fun and good night.
Enjoy the movie.
Yay! Bonnie and Clyde. They're such a great team, and I could not agree more, because last year I had my first date with my current boyfriend at the screening of Europe on Screen. Okay, so let's move on. Last but not least, I would like to thank all parties who have helped in making this festival a reality. The EU member states and other European countries whose films will be screened throughout the festival, starting today, 3 May to 12 May 2018, in 5 other cities in Indonesia. May I also use this opportunity to thank all those who have helped make Europe on Screen 2018 a reality. Our festival partners, Kamala Home Living, Layar Kita, Mini Kino, Cinema XXI, 100% Manusia, Takana TV, CBI Pictures, Fit Pictures, Bhinneka Cipta Setara. Our supporting venues, SIA Institute, Kine Forum, Kekini Ruang Bersama, Manusia Multimedia Nusantara, Tugu Kunstring Palai, Bintaro Jaya Exchange, Gandaria City, Cinema XXI, Alliang Francaise Bali, Gria Musik Irama Indah Denpasar, Tugu Bali, Alliance Francaise Medan, Grand Aston Medan, Kubikel Suropati 84. Our media partners, malesbanget.com, kinshir.com, Hard Rock FM, Brava Radio, kapanlagi.com, liputan6.com, bintang.com, video.com, kompas.com, Pijaru, Kumparan, Gadis, All Film Magazine, Cinemax, stickynotes.com, Flick Magazine, Mokino, Kartu Pos, Anchor, Kick.com, Applause, and 105.1 Kiss FM Medan. So without further ado, let's watch the opening film, The Breadwinner. Enjoy the film, and we look forward to see you at the festival.